Hi there, crafty friends. I'm back and sharing with you my first layout with my June homemade scrapbook kit called Belle. I'm showing you all of the items that I will be using. This layout is based off of a sketch, and I will link up to the challenge blog that I used where I got the sketch from. And I will be laying a lot of pattern papers with this. Like I said, this is my first layout, so I had a lot of items to work with, and the sketch provided a lot of ways to layers. So that was another reason why I used it. And I initially wanted to use a lot of pictures, a lot of 3x4, but it just seems like there was just there was just not enough room to use them all. So they were just going to go into, they're two different activities. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to just split the activities and just make a scrapbook page for both of them instead of trying to combine them in one layout. The reason why I was trying to combine them was because they were done in the same day. There was a summer day that in 2012 that my kids and I decided um, we were going to go to, they have this fountain right in front of a movie theater in our area, and because we don't have any beaches around and there's not a lot of um, public pools that to kind of cool us off, we decided I was going to take the kids to this fountain, water fountain. Anyways, we did that, and then right after that we went to a yogurt place, and so I took pictures of that as well. And like here you can see me trying to trim all those 3x4s, and I'm going to try to put them all there, but there was just too many pictures, and so I decided I was just going to focus on one event and then scrap the other one later on. So I'm working with four 3x4 pictures, and I have this pattern paper. I think it's from Studio Calico. I think it's called Storytime. I can't remember. So I got to let you know that ever since I stopped doing publications and working for companies as far as being a design team member, I have stopped paying attention to collections, to papers, to items, and so I don't really remember what I use anymore. I mean, there are certain things that you look at and it's like, oh, I can tell that's a basic gray, or I can tell that's an American Crafts, but for the most part, I don't pay attention to names and brands anymore. Are you guys like that as well? I don't know. But going back to the layout, I had cut out, so I had two pieces of 12 by 12 paper that had cut apart sheets. And so what I did was I just started cutting them all up into, I think they are 3x4s. And so they're kind of like project life cards. So I worked with them in that fashion instead of just keeping the 12 by 12 as is, because then now I can just kind of look at those pieces individually and work with them that way. And I picked two papers that had those big flowers, and I cut those flowers in half, and then I have this piece that had triangles and had some multicolored accents on there, and then I just cut them up in half and then cut the ends of it into a notch so that they will look like one whole sheet underneath that paper. And then I added that ampersand. I'm also going to be entering this into the Scrap Your Stash challenge this month, which is you have to use items that spell out the word Brads, B-R-A-D-S. And so my B will be Brads, of course, and then A will be the ampersand. Oh no, R first. R will be the ribbon, A for ampersand, D for dots, because I'm going to be using enamel dots, and then S for stamping. So that's why I added that ampersand on there. So with the ribbon, on that sheer dot ribbon, initially I was going to tie knots in sections of it, and so that will be kind of a layered accent, but my knots weren't looking good, and so I decided to just scrap that idea, and then I'm going to be adding brads in parts of it. And then my title will be, initially I wanted Summer Lovin', but that piece was just too big for the top portion, so I'm going to be adding the word celebrate summer for my title instead, and I'm just going to cut the word love in from that piece. So because my stamp has some words on the bottom, I think it's called celebrate today and every day or something like that, and I just wanted a word celebrate, I have these micropore tape, which is a, um, what is it called? Um, like a medical tape, and I've seen Jennifer McGuire use it, and so I'm just going to be using that. And I initially wanted to use my Stays On, but I guess my Stays On needs, I need to re-ink it because it was super dry, and so I just went with another ink pad, which I believe I got from Hobby Lobby, to put that word celebrate on there. And I was also, the reason why I pulled out my Stays On was I was going to use that to stamp on my pictures, because my picture is matte, and it will just, this ink pad will just quickly be smeared off of it, that it won't stick, and I just did it anyways, and then later on, you won't see me in the video because I smeared it right as soon as I was done with this page, and of course I didn't like this smeared look, and so what I did was I just used some baby wipes, took off the stamping on the picture, and then stamped on a piece of vellum instead, and then added that over the page, just so I could still have that accent without having to worry about the smearing of it. And of course, I had put on my list to get more re-inker for my Stays On soon after I've done this layout. And I have this little ink pad from SEI, and I'm just inking some dark blue shades on all of my edges, just so it will all kind of coordinate with one another. And I just think this layout is a little bit out of my comfort zone because I don't normally put like 5 different types of pattern paper on my layout. I would go about 3 and then that's it. And but I really wanted to get out of my comfort zone, and I pulled out a bunch of items in my stash for this homemade kit. If you want to see what else I put in this kit, you can either, if you're on my YouTube channel, scroll down, and you will find my June Bell kit posted maybe 4 or 3 videos down from this one. Or if you're watching this from my blog, you can always go to my YouTube channel and find it there. So here I'm just bringing them all back with adhesive, just committing to them and adhering them onto my layout. And then, like I said, I cut out the word lovin' on that orange piece and stick with Celebrate Summer. I think that was an appropriate title because it showed us doing some fun events or fun activities that is summer related. And I'm going to be layering those 2 ribbons. So I adhered that orange gross, gross grain ribbon on there, and then I'm going to be adhering the sheer ribbon, which is Brad's. So I open up my Mind's Eye Now and Then Mildred kit Brad's pack, and I'm picking 5, and I think I picked 2 kind of bluish color, 2 coral color, and then 1 greenish one. And I'm just I put a foam on the back side of it, so when I pierce it, it won't hurt my table. And then I'm just trying to put them on in a nice even space in between one another. And then I'm going to be just grabbing some tape to tape the ends of those ribbons on the back of my page. And this is just a regular tape, and that's it. And then I'm going to be adding some fabric brads from Basic Gray for the centers of my flowers, because I feel like those flowers cannot look finished if they didn't have any brads on there. And then I'm also going to be adhering them with some foam adhesive to give it some dimension. And I really love the colors of this homemade kit, because it speaks summer, but it's not too bold. Like, I like there's that kind of peachy look to it, so it's not too bold, but then it has just that punch of color. And it's also nice because I have that bold orange, so it kind of tames everything down, and then your eye initially goes into that onto that the title. So I have this very old kind of travel themed rub-on sheet from Creative Imaginations, and I was going to add some of that on here. But then when I started rubbing it, it just wasn't going on very well, because I think it's because it's old. And so right after this layout, I just put that in the trash. I'm not gonna cry over this whole sheet that I didn't get to use because it's just not rubbing on right. I just feel like, I'd rather just throw it away so that it's just not in my stash anymore. And so this going through this made me realize that I need to go through all my rub-ons and just maybe just throw them away, because if they're really old, what's the point of me keeping them in my stash? So when you will see here that after I'd adhered, I mean, I spent a lot of time trying to rub that thing on there, but it's just not working. So for me to get that off, because it's still freshly rubbed on there, I just got some Scotch tape and just basically tried to rub the the item off of my page onto the tape because of the stickiness of it, and I was able to get most of it out, not all of them, but most. And so what I'm going to do on that part is I'm going to cover up some of that stuff that wouldn't want to come out with some stickers. And I'm just picking some from this sticker sheet. I think this one's GCD Studios. I have a little strip of phrase there, and then a date, and then I just added a 2 because it just for my 2 kids. And here are my dots from these ones are from Doodlebug, and I'm just going to be putting them in 3 different positions, or 3 different places on my layout. And I decided to put the other 3 clusters in that part because I'm going to be handwriting my journaling on that edge of there over there. And so here are some close-ups. I hope that you enjoyed this layout, and hope that you will come back for the next layout. Thank you guys. Bye.